Hello there. Welcome to Speaking of Business. I'm your host, Nancy Boyle, and today we're going to be talking about women in business. March is Women's History Month, so we're going to focus on the ladies today. Joining me are Lee Forrester with Bright Holidays and Pixie Lobriza, who is an artist and holistic counselor. So ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
How are you guys today on this chilly day?
Great.
Good. Lee, I want to start with you. Tell us a little bit about Bright Holidays.
Well, Bright Holidays is a local 501c3 nonprofit. We are volunteer driven. We serve about 800 plus underprivileged students in the area. We work with principals from almost 50 schools to find those individuals, those students who have the most basic of needs, excuse me, underwear, clothing, shoes, sweaters, and coats during the winter, along with, we provide grocery store gift cards, and this year we worked on a book, providing a book at the students' reading level. So every child would receive a new book to sort of add to the family library.
I think that's a great idea. Reading is such a key to getting ahead in life, so that's wonderful.
And it really allows you to actually be somewhere else, put yourself in the hero or the heroine's role in the book, and I think that's invaluable when you're thinking about the future.
Absolutely. So Pixie, tell us about you, Pixie Glass.
I started painting pixie glass in 2000, and here I am 14 years later and doing things with it I never thought I would do, art shows and place in Savannah that I'm in now, and even a shop in St. Augustine. And it's really a direct branch off from my holistic counseling work and work as a massage therapist. Started out as therapy, still is, and it just has bloomed and blossomed into a business, so I'm very thankful.
Well, good. Now, you ladies are both members of the Women Business Owners of Northeast Florida. So I wanted to talk about that because for the ladies in our audience that maybe want to start a business someday or maybe aren't aware of WBO, that we could sort of enlighten them, and that'll lead into the events that are coming up later in the show. So, Lee, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell us about WBO?
Women Business Owners is a fabulous organization. We really work to promote each other's business. We are there to provide opportunities when we hear of different things coming up. We try to pull the women, our members, toward these opportunities. We have active and corporate memberships available. You have to be a sole proprietor or at least have 25% ownership of the business.
Okay.
And we provide, a monthly dinner meeting where we have speakers. We have pre-meeting workshops that cover different topics. Recently we had 3 panelists talking about the ins and outs of trade shows and how to pull together a great booth. We have a fall retreat. We provide networking. It is just a wonderful way for women to get together and be strong as a community, and it's invaluable, really. It's been a...
Well, what I think is so interesting is that I think women starting and growing businesses is the largest percentage of the population of new businesses, and I think that's been within the last 5 or 10 years even. You know, Pixie, you may have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, it is, and because I think we multitask so well, and we do it, and we know that if we want to get something done, the best way to do it is then to just put ourselves in that position to get it done. And one of the things I like so much about WBO is the relationship driven part of the organization. It's not just about buy, sell. It's sitting down, getting to know someone, spending time with them, learning about their business and how we can support each other as business women. And that's really a component that I found was lacking in some of the other groups that I had been associated with. So, and Women Business Owners has been around for 32 years. And it keeps growing, and every time I go to a meeting there's new faces and new guests, and it's just
That's
really,
right.
yeah.
Well, and I think it's a way for you to evolve your business, because I think, Lee, when I first met you, you were not doing Bright Holidays. You were doing something in human resources, I think, wasn't it?
It wasn't human resources, it was Career Frontiers of Northeast
That's
Florida.
right.
For individuals with disabilities.
Okay.
And I've stayed in the nonprofit area, so it's part of my passion. In fact, I think that's why women go into business. I think they either have a passion, or they have a vision, or they have seen a problem in some industry and wanted to address it. And I think some women actually look at business as going into business as a way to balance the work-life, home-life relationship.
Yeah, being able to stay home if they want to, or work from the house, and being available for the kids and the rest of the family. Yeah.
Well, and I think there's the issue of the glass ceiling as well. You know, in corporate America, you know, as much as we don't like hearing it or talking about it or whatever, you know, there's that glass ceiling. And I think some women have said, you know what, why should I bump my head on that glass ceiling? I'm going to make my own path. I'm going to do my own thing. And I know both of you have been involved, as I have been involved, in Women Business Owners for a long, long time, and it's really gratifying to see the growth of, you know, a new member who comes in and in their early stage of their business, and now you've known them for 10 years, and their business has grown and expanded, and the camaraderie that is facilitated, I guess, by the organization itself.
And to know that you can pick up the phone, those women can pick up the phone and call a more seasoned member who's been in business for 20 or 30 years and run something by them, and it's not like you have to incur, you know, a consultant charge. You've
That's
just got
right.
you've got a friendship with them. You're a sister within the organization, so that's really helpful as well.
Okay, and I want to move to you, Pixie, too, because are you chairing the Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that and what sort of initiatives are available to women, or that the city has put in place for women, or whatever?
Well, the commission was started as an advisory commission in 1972.
Okay.
In 1982, it was upgraded to a full commission. And what we do is Women's History Month is our biggest month, where we bring awareness to women in the community. This year it's Standing Together, Standing Strong.
Okay.
Jacksonville Women Creating a Stronger Community. And we want to recognize women who have had an impact within our community. So we're going through that nomination process now. We also do an Equal Pay Day. When you're talking about the glass ceiling, every year that this event is held, we hope that the next year we won't have to hold it, when women will actually receive equal pay for equal jobs. And that's in April, and that's also with the Jacksonville Women's Center and the UNF Women's Center are partners in that as well. So the Mayor's Commission, you know, our mission is to serve as a catalyst for moving women forward in whatever genre or you know, organization or business that they have. And it's a great opportunity. You know, we're open to the public, so any meeting that someone wants to come and attend, they're more than welcome to. We meet the fourth Monday of every month at City Hall, and they can come join us and give feedback and participate in the meeting as well.
Okay. Lee, let's go back to WBO and talk a little bit about the meetings, just for anybody who might be interested. Tell us a little bit about, you know, the organization and how they can find out more.
Well, the WBO meets, the general membership meeting is always the fourth Monday of the month at the University Club. It's a dinner meeting. And we also have 4 area meetings, one in St. Augustine, one at the beach, San Jose area, and Mandarin. And they can get more information from www.wbonfl.org.
Okay.
That'd be the
lot of
easiest
W's
thing.
there.
I know it.
That's because we're women.
Well, but, you know, it's good
I
to
know.
So www.wbonfl.org.
Yes.
Good.
You
Okay.
got it.
All right. Good. Because there is good information there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And the same with the Mayor's Commission. You know, we have ours, we simplified our website. It's coj.net/MCSW for Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women.
Okay.
And there's information about our meetings there as well.
Okay, good. Now, I know both of you have been out in the business world for a long time and, been involved with WBA for a long time. If there was one thing that you would like each of you, I'm going to ask this question to share with somebody in the audience about some tip on how to successfully grow your business or stay in business, since clearly everybody's weathered the storm here in the last few years, what would it be, Lee?
I'd have to say it is building relationships. And I think that's one of the great strengths of WBO, of course, is that as you get out and you meet people, I think that you may find so often people will go to networking events and feel that if they haven't made a sale at that meeting, that suddenly it's not worthwhile. But really, you do business with people you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And so building relationships, I think, is the greatest action to take.
Okay. Pixie?
I would say we all have these budgets for marketing and other things that we do in our businesses, is putting some money towards one's self-improvement and self-growth. Because for me, being able to stay passionate means taking care of myself and taking care of who I am as a woman as I grow and as a business owner. And that's important for me. And I think that it sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. We think we've got all these other items that are more important, and yet bringing it back home to oneself and saying, I want to get me straight. How can I maintain my passion? That's really important.
Well, and if you think about it, because a lot of business owners, male or female, are very small businesses, and so when you need to do some strategic thinking or planning, you're kind of lonely. You're kind of there by yourself.
Yeah.
So to be
right.
able to have those relationships where you can kind of use your fellow business owners as sort of a sounding board to help you kind of think through an issue, but being able to also take that time. Thinking time is the time that none of us take, to think about what direction do I want to go in, what are my challenges here, how can I overcome them. So I think that's extremely wonderful advice from both of you about really taking the time to work on yourself, giving yourself that call in, I'm taking a well day, you know?
And if you need permission, hook up with a friend that you can call and get permission from. Because sometimes it's just as simple as that. I give you permission today, Nancy, to just not do anything if you know what to do. Of course, after the show.
I really appreciate that. You're welcome. I'm not so sure the boss would appreciate it, but that's okay. Well, and it's funny, I remember, and this happened to be a fellow, I can't even remember his name now because this was so long ago, but he scheduled a one-day strategic planning meeting for himself, and he would go rent a hotel room on the beach, and he would do some of those kind of getting in tune with nature things and whatnot, just to kind of let some of the stress go, and then he would have a strategic planning meeting with himself for his business.
How smart.
Which is great. And, I always thought about that. But if you said to somebody, well, I'm going to go to the beach for the day and do strategic planning, they're going to, oh, yeah, sure you are. But still, and then to be able to have that network of folks that you can bounce thing off of, I think is invaluable. And I think truly that's probably why women are so successful in their businesses, is because they're willing to admit, I can't do it all myself. And I need some help, and we're friends, and so let's see what we can do to help each other out.
And I think sometimes they feel better talking to another woman. Same issues, and it's a more comfortable environment to say, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. What did you do about this issue?
And have somebody that really can say, I know how you feel, and you know that they do know how you feel.
Exactly.
And that's very important for me.
It's interesting. I also teach a management class at UNF, and in one of the chapters it talks about gender differences, and there have been a number of studies that have been done asking both men and women, who would you go to as a coach? And the majority of both of them would go to a woman coach. And because a guy-to-guy coach, there's too much competition between the two of them.
Exactly.
Okay?
That makes sense.
So for you ladies out in the audience, if you've thought about starting a business or you have a business and you're feeling a little bit lonely in that business, come join the rest of the gals here, okay?
That's right.
So, and unfortunately, we're running out of time on our first half of the show, so I want to thank you, Lee and Pixie, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Now,
Thank you,
don't
Nancy.
go away out there because we've got a couple of events we're going to be talking about in the next half that are important if you're going to be a woman in business. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
St. Johns Riverkeeper, we're a nonprofit advocacy group for the St. Johns River, and we look at ourselves as an independent voice for the St. Johns. We represent the best interests of this body of water and the public to whom it belongs.
St. Johns Riverkeeper is an organization which I'm very proud to be a board member of. Our mission is to help protect the river and make it swimmable and fishable.
We are a citizens-based group, so we really depend upon the public being involved and us helping to represent the public's interest.
We are people who care about the river and not only care about it, take action to protect it.
Hello there. Welcome back to Speaking of Business. Again, I'm your host, Nancy Boyle. And in the first half of our show, we were talking about women in business in general. And now we're going to be talking about a couple of events coming up in March that any of you ladies or even your teenage daughters would be interested in. So joining me on the second half are Lori Day with Everbank and Elizabeth Paulson with Junior Achievement JA Girls Program. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
Good. Lori, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So corporately with Everbank, I am Senior Vice President with Quality and Productivity, helping our business leaders optimize the process for our clients and customers and make it a better experience for our associates too. And then entrepreneurially, I do have a coaching company that's called New Day Solutions, and it's really focused now on helping professional athletes transition after sport.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Oh, I bet that is interesting.
It's fun.
I bet. Elizabeth, tell us about you and JA Girls.
I've been working with Junior Achievement of North Florida and JA Girls for the past 8 years now. We created the program, JA Girls Links Junior Achievement Program, which has been around since 1919 with girls' gender-specific strategies, and we work with girl groups all throughout North Florida, and it's JA Girls with a $sign on the end.
I know. Every time I write it, I put that $sign in there. I thought Elizabeth will be upset if I don't add her $sign.
I love money. We love money.
So we've got two events coming up. We've got It's Her Business for teenage girls, and we have Women in Business Awards event. And what I think I'd like to do is start with the It's Her Business event. You know, I think back to when I was in high school many, many eons ago. And, you know, the options were you were going to be a teacher, a stewardess, a secretary, or a flight attendant. You know, that was kind of the big thing. I'm dating myself, I know that. So what I find so interesting about It's Her Business is this whole idea of letting girls understand at a young age they can do anything they want. They can own a business, they can go into corporate America, they can do whatever, which I think is very exciting as being the elder stateswoman here. So, Elizabeth, tell us about the program.
Well, JA Girls works as a partner with the Small Business Development Center and about 7 other partners to put together a one-day event that teaches girls about entrepreneurship. We link girls with 34 women business owners. We have 110 girls that come to the audience, ages 15 to 18, and they spend the day learning about what it takes to put a business together. They meet a young entrepreneur. They get to actually interview each one of the women business owners there. We have like a reverse little job shadow kind of experience for them. And then at the end of the day, we do some personal finance with the girls, and we actually play a game. I have it right here. I'll just show it to you really quick. It's a calendar game. It's called Balance, Break Even, or Broke, and using a calendar, the girls actually learn to balance out their money so it lasts to the end of the month, which women business owners have to do.
Absolutely.
So it's our 9th year for the event, and it starts at 7:30 in the morning on Friday, March 7th, and goes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the most fabulous event for girls to connect directly with women business owners.
Okay, and I know you've been a mentor
Yes,
for
I
this,
have.
right? And Lori, have you done the...
Actually, I haven't been part of Elizabeth's program, but as a young girl myself, went through junior achievement in the Northeast, learned how to make my business of trouble lights. You know, you plug in the car, and so it was really great. And junior achievement's near and dear to my heart. I've been a facilitator in the classroom in several of the schools. Forest High School, soon to be renamed Westside High School, but was a mentor and a facilitator at that school. So big fan.
Thanks, Lori.
I used to work for them back in the day. So, okay, so we all love doing your achievement, but so it's March 7th,
Yes.
7:30 to 3.
Yes.
And the age of the girls?
We're looking for 110 15 to 18-year-old girls,
Okay.
and those girls can come from any of the outlying counties.
Okay.
That would be Clay, Putnam. They can come from Flagler, Course Duval, Nassau, and they can apply by going onto Facebook. They can look up It's Her Business, or they can go onto your website. It doesn't cost a thing for the girls.
Okay.
And then we're also looking for women business owners to come and participate. That's probably one of my most favorite opportunities. 34 women are actually trained to spend the day with those girls. We teach them a few gender-specific strategies, and then we set them down. They play games with the girls, they get to know the girls, and it changes the girls' life to learn about business opportunities that they might choose to do. Some of them already have businesses. So it's a really great hands-on experience to connect them to a woman mentor, someone that they can look up to.
Well, having attended the event, it's really fun, and it's very gratifying to see these girls who are kind of shy in the beginning, in the morning. You know, maybe they're just trying to wake up, and then by the end of the day, they're very outgoing and have learned a lot.
It is. We have a great time and lots of good music for the girls. So we almost have like a DJ kind of feel going on through the day to help move us from activity to activity. And lunch is provided. You can't beat the price. So
Well, free is a pretty good price.
I like it. Yeah.
So, good segue to the not free event.
Yes.
Because it's important that we do recognize the accomplishments that everybody has had in business, but especially women in business. So, Lori, I know you're chairing this event, so why don't you tell us about it?
Actually, I have the privilege of chairing it now for the second year in a row, and
Oh,
it
wow.
is really a privilege because I get to participate with a team to recognize some of the most amazing women. And when you just see who's in our finalist pool and the nominees themselves, it's just awestruck to me that these individuals are making a difference in our community right here. Yes, a lot of them have national recognition, but they're here in our community. So again, it's a great way to serve these women, uplift them for their success and accomplishments, and you know, all of those times where we've wondered, are we really going to make a difference? And for us to have an event here in our community now for 27 years that does just that, I think it's terrific, and it's my privilege to be part of it.
So, let's get some details.
Yep.
When, who, what, when, where, why?
Okay, so the event itself is one you won't want to miss. It's on the 11th of March.
Okay.
It will be at the Veterans Memorial Arena. We
Okay.
love having an event downtown where business community members as well as entrepreneurs can come, and we're supporting the city. It will be in the arena this year. And our trade show is part of the event, and it's a great experience because we have more than 50 businesses that are represented. Last year we had about 53. We expect the same or more. And that trade show is from 10 to 12. And
Okay.
then at noon is when we all break for the awards luncheon. Last year we had about 420 people who came for the awards luncheon itself. And a lot of times people ask me, is this an event just for women? You know, is it a girls' event? And I love to tell them that if you are a woman in business, if you love a woman in business, or if you're providing a service or a product to a woman in business, you need to be there.
Absolutely.
Because it is really a diverse group, and just to be able to celebrate the accomplishments and see the phenomenal things that our women have done. And you know, we have right here one of our finalists today.
All right.
And Elizabeth is a finalist for our Pioneer category. So
Excellent.
it's,
Congratulations.
Thank
as
you.
you can tell, she's an amazing woman, and well-deserved recognition for her.
Okay. Would you care to share any of the other finalists, or is this sort of a close-held secret?
It's actually, it's not a close-held secret, and I can do that. It will be in the Jacksonville Business Journal. Our judges just went through the first round and identified, I would not have wanted to be in their shoes. Distinguished judges, phenomenal people, but they had hard work to
Yes,
just narrow the
I'm
field.
sure.
We have 4 categories, So Elizabeth is one of 3 finalists in the Pioneer category. Her other 2 constituents are Bonnie Barnes with North Florida Land Trust and Bobby DeCordova Hanks from Bosom Buddies.
Okay.
So those are our 3 finalists for Pioneer. Our other categories include Corporate Leader, and we have Elaine Johnson with Florida Blue, Rochelle Price from Colo 5, and Nell Robinson from the Mayo Clinic. So those are our Corporate Leader finalists. And then there are 2 separate entrepreneur categories. We delineate them for time in their business. So an up-and-coming entrepreneur is between 2 and through their 5th year.
Okay.
And we have 3 dynamic women. Ellen Sullivan is our up-and-coming from Doctors Express, Jennifer Adams from Crop Creative Media, and Lisa Almeida from Freedom Boat Club. So
Okay.
those are our 3 up and coming, and then our established entrepreneur is a woman who's been in business for 6 or more years.
Okay.
Again, great field here. Rose Connery from Staff Time, Sherry Davidson from Davidson Realty, and Patty Hughes from Natural Life. So
Excellent
we've got some
choices.
phenomenal women, and the finalists that came in, as I said, judges had a hard time, but
I would think so.
Really, really
I would
amazing
think
women.
so.
So other details about the event, we'll have the lunch for sure between 12 and 1:30. Come early so you can go through the trade show. There's no cost to go to the trade show, but tickets, if you get early bird special, are $40 for WBO members, so another reason to join the WBO. And you can buy as non-members and they're $50. But you can get a corporate table discount before the 24th of February. And trade shows booths are also on early bird special as well between now and then. But lots of great room for sponsors. As a matter of fact, we are so delighted that the Small Business Development Center is our speaker sponsor.
All right.
We've got a great national speaker coming this year, Billy Dragoo. So we're delighted to
Oh.
have SBDC be our
Well, let's talk a
speaker.
little bit more about Billy. Tell us
Yes.
about her.
Well, Billy is from Indianapolis, Indiana, and she is the president of the National Association for Women Business Owners. But as an entrepreneur, started RepuCare 25 years ago. And RepuCare is a healthcare service that provides staffing, supplemental as well as permanent staffing from nursing homes, hospitals, schools, etc., and has done a phenomenal job just building a very, very big and respectable business. She's got a great personality, lots of great things to share. So she's going to be our speaker, and we're excited. Every year we've had just some phenomenal speakers, and this is no difference.
Well, and I think what's so great about both of you as members of WBO and your activity with both of these events is, you know, getting to the girls when they're teenagers and getting them to see a little bit different vision of what could be for them, and then acknowledging them as they do start and grow their businesses. So it's kind of a good bookend sort of thing, you know, the one event and then the other event. Now, let me just segue a minute to your experience being involved, because I know, Elizabeth, don't you have a little side business
I do.
too? Okay. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Lee and Pixie, both of you. What tip do you have, or tips do you have for the young entrepreneur out there? Lori?
That's a good one, because there's a lot of things that life lessons teach you, right? And I guess one of the things that I have learned over time, corporately and in my own business, is you can't fix everything. So forgive yourself and really embrace those things that don't go as you expected. And if you're open for that change and say, what am I learning from it? And what is this going to do for me going forward, instead of trying to beat yourself up, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda, that it's so much more fun. So I just say, you know, you're not going to be able to fix everything, and, you know, look at your life experiences, mistakes and all, as what makes you
As
stronger.
learning opportunities.
Yeah.
Elizabeth?
Well, I'll never forget when I opened my business back in 2006, the first thing I did is I went to the Small Business Development Center, and I sat down with a coach, and I got free advice, and I'll never forget, I got this great tool to be able to write my business plan. And for me, my business is an interior redesign company, so I do a lot of very creative, out-of-the-box kind of my ideas and recycling people's home furnishings. So that's my gift, but writing a business plan was not something I had any experience with. But the tool that I got, it was a disc that asked questions that allowed me to answer them in a very informal way, and then it put it together in the most professional manner I had ever seen. So I highly recommend that anyone considering opening a business would, first of all, consider getting a mentor and attending an event to be able to see what it looks like to be a business owner, and then to go in and visit with the folks at your company, at the Small Business Development Center at UNF, because they're so qualified. I got such coaching, and I feel like I have friends down there that stand behind me.
Well, great. I want to thank you both for being here. Unfortunately, we're out of time. So thank you in the audience for joining us, and come back next time and we'll be speaking of business. Bye now. Bye now.